So hi everyone and welcome. I know everyone's joining slowly because I am not precisely on time, but that's okay. We got some people. I'm gonna roll right into it because there's a replay.
Awesome.
So hi everyone, welcome. So glad you're here. I'm Sam from Wandering Willow, and I'm here with Sherry from Mom Templative today. Two writers, two hearts, two spaces where words are slowly, intentionally taking root in community. We wanted to come together today to talk about what writing means to us, how lonely the path can feel sometimes, and why it matters so deeply to create alongside others.
Mm.
Whether you're writing for yourself, for healing, for readers, or just trying to find your voice again, you are welcome in this space. So, thank you for being with
Love it.
us. Let's settle in
Thank
and
you.
do this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. I love having you always. If I want to
I
tap the hearts the whole time when I see you,
we have fun. We do.
we do. Yeah, y'all, listen, time for fun and laughing because that's what I like to do. And I think that's what Sherry likes to do too, you know?
Oh yeah, we need a lot more laughter in this world, right?
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So do you want to give a little a little bit about yourself, Sherry?
Well, as you said, my name is Sherry Taveras. Sam is my friend who I met on the awesome Substack. You meet some awesome people on Substack. So stay on if you just got started. Don't give up. You're going to meet some great people here like Sam. I am a mother of four, and I recently became an empty nester. So trying to fill up that all this new space in my life, and writing has become that um, that I'm trying to fill the space up with. And it's something that I stopped for a while, but something I did, since I was a little girl. It was the way that I escaped, and with my thoughts, and where no one could come in and judge my thoughts and all the things. And yeah, so finding Substack was a wonderful blessing, and a time, at a time that I really needed to connect with other writers, and people like myself who want to share what they write, what they think, but maybe you might be afraid. I feel like Substack is just a lovely community of acceptance and inclusivity. And I mean, look, I met you. Come on, let's what else can I ask for? So yeah. So I think I said more than yeah. Yeah, that's not me in a nutshell, but that's a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you jumped in with like what drew you to writing, so I like that. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Um, for me, it just kind of happened. I can't really say like I just had this drawn feeling like I felt like pulled towards writing
Mm,
and I didn't really know what about, and I started with poetry, or maybe like prose poetry or whatever it's
mm.
called. It's like there's not like a
Pro,
ton of format on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, um yeah, that's how it started for me. And then like as soon as I heard about Substack, I was like, that's my place. Like, I don't know why, but it is my place. And I tried the blog, and everyone encouraged me to do like a food blog back in like 2015-ish.
Right.
And 'cause I'm gluten free, and like everyone loves my gluten free food and stuff. And oh, Terry Lee's here, and she's gonna be here for 10 minutes.
Oh, Terry Lee, yay!
Thanks. Thanks to everyone in the chat who joined. Terry Lee, Venus, Voice of Truth, Terry Porter, Neil Cunningham, J.E. Moyer, Michael Hobbs, Deborah Martin, Essential Mel, Marata Skoy, Hernandez. I'm so sorry. I know I ruined your name. Rhiannon and Melanie Ann Martin. I can't see out the whole chat. If I miss anyone, I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat.
Hi, everybody. Yes. So you were
But
saying?
yeah, yeah, I did like food blogging and like, oh my gosh, food blogging is so hard. Oh my God. especially like which is like major props to anyone that is food blogging because those photos are like impeccable. You have to be a photographer, and then there's just like this certain thing about food, like it's like its own separate photography, like it's a thing, dude. And I
Mm-mm.
was not that, and I felt like I'm not doing food blogging. But I didn't know you could just blog about like your life, like Substack, like we all do on Substack. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to make money, which like I'm I think we all are trying to do that
Y-
in our own
Yeah,
ways, but also like sharing our stories. So
right. Well, did
um
you feel
that's
like
fine.
the blog, like, I think because Substack's more interactive, because I have a blog as well, and is that why you think Substack is, more your thing? Because my blog, it's like you just put there and you hope people read it, and you have these thoughts that just kind of go up into the internet verse, into the Google, and hope people find you. But Substack, you just have community that are connecting with you at any given moment.
That's true. What I didn't know that about Substack at first, though. I didn't know like
Right,
community was like actually going to be a thing. Like, I mean, I was hopeful, right? Like, because
right,
shouting into the
right.
void on a blog is so much worse than Substack, I feel. But
Oh my
um,
gosh.
yeah, like the easiness, the simplicity of Substack, well, what I thought was easy and simple. But I mean, if you're just starting out, like you can just start a newsletter and go, and like super easy. And then it's being emailed to people. So yeah, like if you have a blog, you don't have anyone being emailed. They have to like sign up for it. And of course, like I signed up
Right.
my family, so that was like unwilling subscribers at first. Because it was
I
like, put in
know.
your subscriber list. Your friends and family are okay. And I was like, okay, here you go, kids. Like, you know who I am. Like, do
Yeah. Well,
it.
that's kind of nerve-wracking because I know that some of my family, well, my friends, they're cool because they know all the the good, the bad, the ugly. But my mother-in-law, I hope she's not on here right now. But she
Let's see.
she
Let's see.
joined in my things, and I'm like, oh, oh no, I'm gonna have to edit myself, but I don't want to edit myself. But because sometimes you do write
Yeah.
about family and friends, and you kind of hope like, um, should I should I make it sound like another person, like a not. Anyways, so I get it.
Yeah. I didn't know I
Yeah,
was gonna get that deep with stuff at first. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for
right.
therapy. I'm just this happy little person. And now like it just got real. Like, and I'm like, we're going deep, kids.
Yes, and you go deep. I love Wandering Willow. I love it. Yeah, I know you're like, oh shoot, I'm actually like, you know, dealing with stuff and putting it out there. You're thinking, oh, I'm gonna join this, Substack and share my writing, and then you're like, I'm feeling this today, and you put it out there, and yeah, it's being a writer is, you know, it's a love hate relationship for me, and I guess that word hate is a little strong, but you know, it's a battle between being vulnerable, but you also want people to feel like they can be vulnerable, because I think that's the best writing, I think, for me. Like, I love your writing because you're just always so, I mean, Sam, you are that way in real life. I mean, so it just shows in your writing. It's like, this is how I feel, this is what I thought, sorry, not sorry, but sorry.
I try. I really try.
You do. You do good.
Well, yeah, like so I didn't know that, like Substack was basically like I want to say free therapy, but people are getting like paid to do it. So like you're getting paid to go to therapy essentially. Like when you write, like writing is like therapy to me.
Mm.
So I don't know why I
It's
don't
kind
write more.
of a, well, I think you said something like, writing can be a solitary path. And I think that for me, that it can feel that way. Like, yeah, it's therapy, but with with therapy, you have a therapist sitting across from you, and there's sort of this feedback, and you're kind of throwing it back and forth. but writing alone, you're kind of left with those heavy emotions. And yes, you're getting it out on the paper, but sometimes it just like you said, writing can be it is a solitary path. It can be very lonely. So I think with Substack, it it makes you feel less alone, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah, I mean, as yeah, because like if you're lucky enough to get a few people at first to like really comment and engage with you, like shout out to Keith Fay. And I told him this already. I was like, well, I didn't tell him I was going to shout him out, but I told him that in a message, I was like, "You kept me going, like, dude." Like, I
Mm,
was just like, "What am I doing here?" Like, no one even cares. And then like he wrote these really beautiful comments. Like, sorry, like I'm like thinking about how emotional like that made me. Like, he was the first one that really like interacted with
mm.
my work and made me feel like I was seen and I mattered. So, shout out to Keith Fay.
It That is awesome. I love that you say that, Sam, because there was it is I'm finding it so important, and I think that's why I try to respond m- more in depth when people post, and then especially if I've read it and it's said something to me or resonated. But just even the fact that they shared it, and if I'm going to read it, yes, it's nice to kind of do the like, but giving a little bit more. And I know how you feel about giving a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Alex Lavelle. He responded to one of my posts in like such detail and depth, because I just respect him so much, and it just blew me away, and I didn't realize how much that meant to me and how much it mattered until it happened.
Right? And all it takes is like one thorough comment, you know? I
Thorough.
appreciate like thank you for writing this. And I'm not gonna lie, I will be like, thank you for sharing this. Like it touched me, or like this was really well thought out. Thank you for writing it. Because like my brain gets
Mm-mm.
overloaded with like everything that people write. I want to go like point by point bullet lists, and I'm like, I already forgot everything because I'm in the
Right.
comments trying to think of how I wanted to respond. So like please know like I am legitimately thankful if I'm writing like thank you for sharing like it touched me in some way. I'm gonna get
Absolutely.
better at those comments. Maybe I will just say like this touched me, thank you. Is that enough? Let me know in the comments down below. Is that enough to say this really touched me? Thank you
This
for
is me. Yeah.
writing.
Oh, oh, Kyle, she said, I hope I can listen later. Her internet is being messed up by the wind today. Ooh, no fun.
Oh no.
Well, like one of your questions that I loved, you said what it means to be truly witnessed. You said, you had sent me some questions, and I
Oh yeah.
loved that. Can we talk about that? I want to hear what you think about that. What it means to be truly witnessed.
Yeah, so I will say that I'm gonna segue into really like the secret behind the call. I have really been called to like be witnessed and like witness others like in the moment because I feel like there's only so much you can do on Substack to be witnessed, you know? Like
Right.
I feel like whether or not it's like camera on face to face, like I think like video chats are the way to go and like in writing groups. So what really
Yes.
moved me back in the day was like writing groups, very supportive, and those are really great containers. And I've been moved to create one myself, and that started. It's called the Rooted Word Circle, and I'm gonna try it out, soft launch tomorrow.
Yay.
But yeah, like for me, I feel really witnessed when like I'm in a group of people and I can share what literally just got written right then and there. Like a
Mm,
prompt, like we settle in, you get a prompt, and then you share like what came up for you, whether it be your writing or like how you're feeling, and just sharing that with a group of people and then weaving our words together, that makes me feel like really seen and held. So that's what Rooted
mm.
Word Circle is going to be about.
I love it. I love it. Well, that is something that, as you know, that I have done in the past, um, through my contemplative. that I started. It was a private Facebook group for women, just for women. Uh, Started back in 2020 when COVID hit, and and what you were saying about, being witness, I just remember going into just everybody was going through whatever they were going through. I mean, it was a difficult time. And I felt like I was forced to look at so much in my life that I had never looked at before, to dive deep and, trauma, from childhood, all the things, being a woman, going through perimenopause, like just all kinds of emotions and feelings that never got expressed, right? And I started this group on a private Facebook group for women because I felt like if I'm feeling this way, truly somebody else has to be feeling this way and having these thoughts. I cannot be alone in this. And so I started that community and it's since grown. But I would every now and then, I love how you said a container, where every now and then I would do Zoom calls for anyone who wanted to jump on and journal together and share their thoughts and do writing, and the same exact thing, same exact concept. And it was such a great time to witness each other because there was a sharing of their stories. Some people came on that didn't, feel that they were writers, but journaling was such a way. I call it expressive writing, through, healing through expressive writing. And people just loved it. And I kind of dive in, dive out. And so when you said that, I think you posted it a week or two ago, that this was something you were going to do, I was like, why do I continue to resist doing these groups when it's such a gift to not just them, but for me as well? I get so filled up when I see people, expressing themselves through writing. That's something that has healed me in so many ways. So I'm excited for your rooted circle. I love that. I love the rooted. Is that come from, you know, your um forest therapy, or just nature? Because I know you love
Oh
nature.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, you got cut out there, and I thought you were just like asking what the title name, but yeah. So it there is a forest therapy guide. His name is Ben Page, and he
Hmm.
does story weaving, and I just love that. And Tree Sisters in the UK also does a meditation once a month. That's really similar to story weaving. I don't think these people like have a copyright on this stuff, but but I just wanted to like say like where I got it from. Um, it's just um how you like you okay, hold on. You just get settled into nature, and like your body is nature, so you just settle in to your body. And I don't know, like nature just seems to play a big part of it for me. And then
Mm,
and like I don't know, like I feel like our bodies are landscapes, like
ooh,
inner and outer landscapes, like literal landscapes like nature. So I don't know why, but I feel like it goes really good with forest therapy. My ultimate dream is to like have like some kind of workshop in real life, retreat in real life where we do the forest bathing for it's like a 3 hour thing. Like ideally, I think I would do like 2.5 hours. But the forest therapy walk is like 2.5 hours ish. And at the end, like the state of mind you're in is like so different than when you started. Like it's incredible. I will stop there because I will go off on a really long tangent about forest therapy. So I had to like really stop myself there. But I wanted to say to you when you said like you started um Momtemplative, that like the in the writing groups,
mm,
because you said you're like, I'm not the only one feeling this way. And
right.
I'm like I went the opposite way. I'm the only one feeling this way. So like I think that's like a real testament to like your mental health maybe, or just like your
Mm,
personality, that like, hey, I'm actually not alone and I'm gonna reach out. So I
yeah.
think that's really powerful.
Oh, thank you. And well, I think it's, you know, I think it's that I don't want to feel so alone. I don't want to be the only one feeling these things, because people just they don't talk about the hard, they don't talk about the hard and heavy emotions. And, we try to contain ourselves and present ourselves in a way. And the vulnerability, it's hard. Like today, just before I got on the phone with you, a friend of mine came over last night, and he said something to me. He was like, he was just, asking me a question. He said, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Your eyes look tiny." And in that moment, I was just like, "Why did you say that? What's wrong? How do I look?" But it's all these ruminating that was going on in my head. But what ended up happening was I realized that I was feeling insecure anyways. I was just already feeling insecure about how I was looking, how I was feeling, all the things. And so I talked to him about it this morning because I didn't want that to, you know, I wanted to be clear. I don't want anything to keep my friendships, with hard feelings. And so I told him, I said, I know you probably didn't mean it, but this is how it landed for me. And
Yeah.
he apologized, and he was like, oh my God, that's not what I meant, and blah, 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 blah. But I say all that to say it's that vulnerability, and I kind of felt icky afterwards, like, oh my God, I just bared my heart. And, but that's what writers do. We bear our hearts, we bear our souls. And when you can create a safe space for people to do that in, and know that they're going to be held and seen and heard, and it's not going to be judged, I mean, how much, I mean, come on, more of that, please. Right?
Yeah, that stuff is key. Like just witnessing, and like that's all you do, man. Like you don't have to judge people. You don't have to critique their work. Like anytime
Right.
someone's like, "Can you give me feedback on blah, 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 blah?" I'm like, ugh, I don't like to receive feedback. I don't like to give feedback. Like I just I don't like the feedback is I hear you saying this. Like I
I
like
know.
that's not my
Me,
jam, man.
me either. It's like you think you want it. I think there's this part of us that's like, I, I want to hear all the good. When I'm asking for critique, I just want to hear you tell me I'm great and awesome and wonderful. But when people, there's someone, on Substack, I asked before, and I'm so sorry, I forget who it is, but they asked me in a DM, "Do you want me to tell you what I really what I really think, or you tell me kind of how you want me to, give you critique?" And I appreciated that because I was like, "Oh yeah, do I really want to hear?" You know, I always get this image, Sam, of when you wrote something in school and it comes back with all the red marks. You've been edited the heck out of. I used to get a lot of red
Got red
marks on my
pen.
paper. I'm terrible at
Yeah.
grammar. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think I cringe every time I see a red pen, and I'm like, "Oh, wait, that's why."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So, so you're starting your thing. It's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, Rooted Word Circle, is tomorrow. There's an Eventbrite link. I shared it in my post last Wednesday. I need to put it on notes. I don't even think that's a good way to, like, get stuff out there, put a link on notes. Um
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's a comment. Hold on. Chelsea says, "I only accept critique as an Oreo. This is what I'm talking about. One negative squish between two positives. LOL." Yeah, dude. I've actually
Oh,
told people that too. Yeah. When I was training for a forced therapy guide, I'm like, listen, I don't accept negative. I don't accept it. I don't take negative critiques very well. So if you could tell me something great, and then tell me something not so great, and then end it with a good thing, then I'm good. And
there you go.
that was my cat Chewy just now. He's gonna make some
That's
runs.
I know. We're used to Chewy. Hi, Chelsea. The Chelsea's my friend here. in DR. She's an amazing artist. Oh my gosh, amazing. So I'm so glad that she joined. She's new to Substack as well, so I'm trying to make sure she feels supported and seen. But
Oh yeah, I think you
I
shared her post, and her little comic thing, I believe.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, yeah. I was like, sometimes I like don't get the names right in chat. Oh, Mel. Okay, so the critique feedback thing opened up in the comments. Let's see. Mel says, I think it's
I
the idea that feedback is a negative rather than an opportunity for potential improvement. Yeah. It does come with like your mindset about it.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just feel, yeah, it's mindset for sure.
Yeah,
There's
and
a
I think
lot happening in here, dude. Like you have no idea.
it's true. You don't know where people are coming from. It's just such a us humans, we're so complicated, and there's so many levels, and you just really don't what can land some way for someone else, and not, take it like, oh yeah, I like that, tear me apart, I want to know. And someone else is like, oh my God, I'm gonna crawl up in a ball, I'm awful, I'm terrible, I'm never gonna write again, it just depends on your lived experience, and sort of where you're filtering it through. So again, that it all goes back to your thing about being witnessed, and writing can feel so solitary because you really are dealing with yourself and then putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
so I love that you're going to be doing this. I've seen you grow and just blossom, from the time I met you. It's incredible. You're inspiring me, and you're calling me. You're putting fire under my butt to have no excuse to do the things.
Just
I
do
mean,
it.
come on, Sam. Darn you. No,
Just do it.
just do it. Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, speaking of like just do it, I think really there needs to be an element of play and curiosity in it. And if you don't have that, then
Yeah,
it's gonna feel like you're like backpacking uphill with like 100 pounds on your back. Like if you're
that's
curious
so
and playful,
true.
you're carrying like bubbles with you, blowing them like as you go up the hill, like, and it's fun. And then you might hit like a setback, but it's like, okay, I just go around this giant rock or whatever with your bubbles,
Right.
you know?
That's a
So,
good point. I finding the humor. I am definitely trying to laugh at myself more, and
yeah.
kind of laugh
Same.
at the oddities that can be me, and some of the ways that I think. And my husband's really good at that. He can laugh at himself, and not take himself so seriously, and he's always trying to help me not to take myself so seriously. Um and so yeah, I like that visual of bubbles, blowing bubbles as you're going through the hard, you know?
Yeah, it seems like
I like
playing
that.
curiosity resonates in the chat down there. So, yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I love that too. And bubbles, like, is my favorite thing. That's really been coming up lately. I'm pretty sure Hobbit and Owl, who I think I saw Hobbit in the chat, by the way. Hi, Hobbit.
Oh,
Um,
cool. I love it.
they had a post about bubbles. I think it was called Bubbles too. And just like, bubbles are fun and bubbles are everywhere. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, man, bubbles make me happy. And then yesterday I was outside typing away on my laptop because I get to do that now, right? I'm not making a ton of money, but like I pretended like I was, like you gotta be like in the
Hey.
feels.
Yeah.
Bubbles, yeah. And my neighbor down the hill, like I can see right in their yard, and she had a bubble thing going for her kids, and I was like, oh yeah, bubbles. It was good too. There was a lot of bubbles. It
Oh, I
distracted me
love
so
it.
hard that I was like, I'm about to go buy some stuff on Amazon, but I didn't. I got back to writing.
Oh, I love that. And also like I used to blow the dandelion seeds,
Yes.
that, and a bouncy house. I think there should be an adult bouncy house. So we could have bubbles and bouncy house day, and just not take ourselves so seriously. Just
I
have
just
some
got a
fun.
visual. That seems fun. I don't think I ever got into a bouncy house
Yeah.
because, like, I would think I was like a little bit too old, and it was like you're too old for the bouncy house, and I'm like, well, F off, like. But I didn't go in because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be like the big kid that ruins it for all the little kids. So
Oh,
I've never been
I
in a
think
bouncy house. Um, I've been on a trampoline once as an adult, and I was like, "This is awful. I'm getting off. Like, this is like exercise. Like, no, this isn't fun."
this doesn't feel like fun. This feels like exercise. So yeah,
Falling all over and trying to get up on a trampoline, forget it. And I was in my 20s. I was like, "No, not doing this."
you're too funny.
Sorry, now I'm like just laughing. Okay. Um, so shall we get back to our outline, Sherry?
You go, you go. Let's go. We had a little off track.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, one of our points was the dreams behind our writing circles, and I think that's where we went on a
Yeah,
tangent. Maybe.
yeah.
Okay. Um, but yeah, so it's like for my writing circle, I consider Wandering Willow a writing circle, but then there's the very intentional rooted word circle where that came to be because like you said, like I want to hold space. It makes me come back to life as well,
Mm.
and like it seems like people like it. Like Eventbrite says, like I have like people that come back. Like I don't know, it says something like really positive on there, and I was like, oh really? Like, and like I have like repeat customers or something like that, and I was like, oh, I mean, I guess I do, but I didn't know like Eventbrite saw that. Like,
Well,
okay.
hey, it's witnessing you. But I think people come back because you you're holding you're allowing that. You're sharing that space with them and you're facilitating, in a way that people want to come back. And that's what I want. I want people to feel like, wow, I wasn't sure I wanted to do this, but wow, it felt really good. And so I want more of that. And that's what we're all looking for, is that connection, that feeling of, oh, okay. I It's like I had a friend of mine who, she was like, I don't want to attend, I don't write, I'm not a writer. And I'm like, no, just come in, you don't even have to say anything. You can write and you don't even have to share it, there's no pressure. And she ended up coming, and she ended up coming to a second one because she saw that these other people sharing, and she ended up talking, and she ended up sharing some of her writing. And you just have to keep, I think for me it's just being consistent with it. And that's something our awesome Terry Lee teaches us, is the consistency of showing up. Because
Yeah.
when you start something, you're building trust. And that is something that I need to be more uh you know aware of, is, yeah, these people are coming and they are showing up. And like for you, they keep coming back. So the giving them a time, and also making sure that this is something that you can commit to once a month, or I don't know how many times. Is this going to be your test, or you're going to do it like once a month, every week, or a one-time workshop kind of thing?
Yeah, so I'll be really honest. I believe, you know, it wasn't 2020 for me, but it was 2019 that taught me to not think too far ahead into the future. And maybe that was like a little pre 2020, but
Yeah.
ever since then, and I'll tell you, I just, in late 2018 for like Black Friday, a local yoga place was doing an incredible deal for a year gym membership because they had like a gym and a yoga thing. And my husband and I were like, we're finally doing this. We're getting shredded, right? And we got the
Yeah.
year thing. And in January we were going like every other week. because like a slow start for us, but like that was pretty good. And we were like, okay, we're gonna get the consistency
Yeah.
down. Like, let's just come slow. And then like February, March, we got moved from our positions at work to other departments, and our hours changed, and that killed it
Mm.
for us. So we
Wow.
and then we weren't like we literally were unable to meet the times to do the things that we wanted during the week. And essentially
Mm.
that went to waste. And I'm like, okay, so that taught me I'm not planning too much in the future. Like, sorry, like any future thinkers, but like I just can't because I don't know what it's gonna look like for me. And
Right.
so especially something that I haven't done before and I don't really know how it's gonna flow
Right.
because like, like it's a community thing. I'm gonna have to see how it works before I commit to doing it. Probably once a week would be at max. But
Right.
I haven't scheduled anything else because I do want to see how this goes. If not for like anyone else, like for me, like to see like if I can consistently do this
Right.
offering. It is 30 minutes too. Like I know like I mean like all of us like don't have time. Like it's not just me. Like we don't have like
Yeah.
hours to put towards like writing or whatever, but if you get like a 30-minute like just like scrolling on paper words, like I think that's
Yeah,
good
I
enough.
think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then to
like
like
how
be able to share it, like I think that's incredible. And
that
I made it. So that that tracks. Like I would know.
yeah,
What is wrong with
I
me?
love that. I love the sharing part. I love the sharing part. But I think you're right too, just not, you know, knowing what you can handle and not going too far into the future. I think that's really actually healthy. Um, committing in because then you don't know what's going to show up for you on those days. I had a podcast guest that I was supposed to interview on Saturday at 7 o'clock, and I wrote a whole post about it. But my day had gone it was so emotionally like draining. And for whatever reason, I was getting triggered left and right, left and right. And by the time, like a few hours before I knew that I had to get on that interview, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I had no energy. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it, but not today. Like I just didn't
Yeah.
have I knew I wasn't going to be 100%. I knew I wasn't going to give. It was just going to be my body showing up, and I didn't want to do that to my guest. And I ended up, letting her know, hey, can we reschedule? And it ended up being fine. But it's like you say, I mean, this podcast, I committed to like loading one up every week, but also being able to say, no, I can't do this right now. So I love that you know that about yourself, that you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to commit that far into the future until I really know how this goes, you
Yeah,
know.
thanks. I always consider that like a weakness of mine. So like thank you for the reframe of that. Well, and it's so hard like recovering people pleaser over here. It's so hard to
Yeah.
say no. And then like when you've scheduled something, eh, like that's even worse. Like
Yeah,
and then when it's like your friend
you feel
too,
like the
like I
biggest
feel like that's even
flake.
worse. Oh, I was totally talking over you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you are, honey. Go.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe there was a lag. I thought it was talking over you. Deanna said she feels you when you were speaking before, and I totally forgot already. I remembered it then. I was gonna say it, and then I started talking about something else. It's gone. All that matters is she says I feel you in the comments. So,
Oh.
um, oh my god, I just wrecked my brain just now. Yeah. Okay, where were we?
Where were we? Well, is there any like on if the audience, what's their experience, on riding alone or in communities? Anybody want to share how I, I know that's one of your questions that I love.
Deanna says I'm not alone in my brain mishaps. um,
Ah,
that happens in your brain too. Yeah. I don't know what we want to call it because I don't really care for labels, but it's like that ADHD, neurodivergent, whatever, extra special brain. Or like perimenopause brain. I don't know. Whatever it is. Like this is who I am
Yeah,
now in
foggy
my 40s.
brain, foggy brain.
Yeah, so okay, there was one thing I wanted to touch on. You said something about when in your circle that you invite people in, like they're not writers, like totally welcome. um, and that you don't have to share if you don't want to. And that's essentially like forest therapy in a nutshell. Like we do have share circles in forest therapy, and
Mm,
we say you can share in any way that you would feels comfortable to you. So that can be silence, that can be emotion, like motion, um, and
I
or
like that.
emotion too. They don't say that, but like I cry a lot in those shares. So emotion too is like a total way to share.
Yeah,
And like if English isn't your first language, like a different language, totally welcome. Like all of it's
right.
welcome, and that's really what I want to incorporate into like rooted word circle is like however you want to share is okay. And if you don't want to, like I think that's like a really integral part of it. But I will say show up anyways, even if you are too scared to share. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing, don't share because I was that person too.
Yeah.
I was, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were going to share when you went to forest therapy. And I was like, this is horrible. Why did I come here today? like listen, I'm a forest therapy guide. In my very first walk I was like, oh my god, you have to share. And this was before I trained. This was like me to experience what it was when I read about it. And they're like, okay, we're gonna get in a circle and we're gonna share. And I was just like, oh god, why why is this happening to me? And
Right.
as it so happened, I was the last person to share. And I noticed like everyone did their thing, and the guide just said thank you for your share each time someone shared. And so I didn't have that pressure of like, he's okay, am I gonna have a better share than this person before me? Or is it gonna be like a stupid share? Like, I'm always like comparing and judging. And whenever
Mm,
I gave my share, like the guy looked at me, smiled, and said, thank you for sharing, just like everyone else. And that,
right.
like, was the nail in the coffin for me. Like, I was like, this is it. Like, I don't know, nail in the coffin. I don't know. I mean, like, nail in the coffin for me to like be a forest therapy guide. Like I was like, okay, this is how you do it. Like this is how you have a share.
Mm,
Like this is it. So yeah, like I want to say like if feel weird about sharing, like stay in the room. like maybe one day you'll share or maybe you won't. But I feel like you're still part of the circle and like you're still there, and I think there's meaning and power in that. So
exactly. Yeah, and it just you don't know, you might surprise yourself, you know? And I know that I've been a part of a lot of writing rooms and, you know, I'm the same way. It's like I compare. It's like, oh, my share is gonna sound stupid. It's gonna, but when I have allowed myself to be vulnerable, it always helps somebody else. It just
mhm.
seems to always
Um,
give, it's kind of like we play tag you're it. It's like we give permission for someone else, and you know, it just works that muscle. And I think that's, the joy that I find in those writing communities and facilitating them, because you see people that, you're always looking for that one that's the quiet one. You're like, "Oh, I hope they, start to blossom." And to be able to witness that, going back to one of your questions, what it means to be truly witnessed, I think that's what people want. They want to be witnessed, and you get to be a part of that witnessing and seeing them and acknowledging them. It's a full circle moment. It's a beautiful thing. So, yeah. I think someone's
yeah.
saying,
Um,
you
yeah,
want to
Deanna
read
wrote in the
that?
comments. Oh, it like got weird wonky for a second. Deanna wrote in the comments, I write every morning with the London Writers Salon on Zoom. That just sounds so fancy. I just started a few months ago and I love the idea of having
Oh,
some
I know. I love.
community while I'm writing, but no need to engage. So yeah, I for me, I feel like I like a mix of
Mhm.
both. Sometimes I don't feel like
Yeah.
engaging, you know, and I just want and like that for that I feel like that's a good
Mhm.
thing for like a longer session. What's that thing they call it like mirroring or no, co-working? That's not the phrases I want to use, but I think it's like an ADHD thing to um to get you to do something, you witness someone else doing it. And like I know people have like clean with me YouTube videos. Like some people just need someone else to be doing like the same thing with you. Like when you're doing it, that's like motivation for
Parallel
them.
play?
Body doubling. Actually, body doubling was the word I was looking for. Parallel play, I've never heard of that, but I like that. Thank you to Chelsea
Oh,
and
I
Mel in
like
the
that
comments. Yeah, but
too.
it was body doubling, body doubling that I was referring to. So yeah,
I've never heard of that.
yeah, I think it's more like an ADHD circle thing of body doubling. Um, yeah, it's like it's just this thing like you really can't get going on a task until like someone else is doing it with you. Like you have trouble doing it alone. And that might not be for everyone, but I know like in my experience and my husband's experience, we need someone else to be there with us, even if they're not doing the task. Just to like be there and talk, that's a helpful thing too. But to like be
Is
doing the same task is ultimately like the best. Because
is that what we're doing then?
oh my gosh, actually this kind of is, yeah.
I think it because come on, think about it. When
Yeah.
I remember I messaged you and I was like, after you had announced, you're like, hey, I'm doing this thing, and it I was like, oh my God, all right, she's doing it. And I haven't been doing it in so long, but I don't want to kind of do it alone. And so doing this with you, and you were like, Sherry, let's do a live, let's do it together. Come on. It felt
Yeah.
I felt okay, this is, I feel better. I feel more confident, that I'm just not alone in the doing of the thing.
Yeah. And apparently it's working right now for Chelsea because they're getting work done right now. So that's awesome. I
Oh,
love
that's
that. I love that.
awesome. I love
It's kind of like
it.
a podcast, like when you got to put a podcast on to do something. Yeah. Although, like, we're live humans talking and doing stuff, so that's like way better. And because it's sharing me,
Exactly.
way better.
Exactly. I love this.
Right?
A lot of heart.
Libby's
Libby.
Libby's here. Hi, Libby. Sorry, that's my friend Libby. Met on Substack. I
Oh, I love
made
her
so
name,
many friends on
Libby.
Substack, y'all. Like, I hope you're making friends. Um, okay, so I will share with for me, like, I'm introverted, I'm shy, and taking that leap to get on some like Google Meets and Zoom calls with random people on Substack. Well, I won't say random because like that's sketch, but like people that you've talked to on like in the comments of stuff, and then maybe you talk
Yeah.
to them in DMs, and then you're like, okay, let's do a video meet because like it'd be cool to meet you since like we can't in real life because we're probably like 3 states away minimum. So
Yeah.
so yeah,
It's
like
true.
I mean, of course, like it's everyone else's journey, but I think you have to take that leap if you're like an introvert and shy, and just be like, "Hey, do you want to like catch up on a Zoom call or something?" And like meet up, just catch up, whatever. And like that's how like you grow your community, you know. And I think that's maybe a side effect of Rooted Word Circle that I'm doing tomorrow is that like we're gonna be in community for 30 minutes, and I mean I'm mostly promoting on Substack, so it's gonna be like Substack people for the most part. So like
Right.
just furthering the connection afterwards would be cool. But
Yeah. And there is such authentic connection on Substack. It's like you said, you start, when you're liking someone's work and then you're commenting on it and you're you know, commenting back and forth with each other about their posts, and you're just getting used to them, and you're like, I like this person, you know? And then, like you said, you DM them and you set up a video chat, and I've done that a few times. And now they're on my WhatsApp, phone. We have our, personal numbers, and we check in on each other, and it's such a lovely thing. And then it segues into a collab because this is your friend.
Yeah.
I want to do like you and me, Sam. I mean, but this is someone I want to, it's not transactional. You know what I mean? It's not
Mm.
the like you the sketchy DM where people say they want to be your friends, but then they're throwing some kind of offer. You're like, oh, come on. Can you just come out and say you want to do business, or but if you don't, you know what I mean? But I have found such such beautiful people on here. It's just it's awesome. And I'm like you, I'm an introvert. I'd rather, be one on one. But to be in community with people that I like and that, you know, you want to you connect it with on here, it just feels it feels so different than those other platforms that I ran that I kind of are not on, but I stay on just for business. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, someone said something, Deanne.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Can you tell us what the meetup about is tomorrow? I'm guessing you already did, but I think I missed it. Or you're like my brain, and you're like, what is she talking about? Yeah, I wish I could like link in the chat. I'm sorry, it's on my phone. It's gonna be way too much for me to try to do on my phone. I really wish this was able to do on laptop, but we'll skip that complaint. So yeah, I am hosting Rooted Word Circle tomorrow. Oh my God, like I'm like, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow at noon. I will be there. Um, there's an Eventbrite link in my personal chat, I believe. And I'll share it again with this replay too. So yeah, Rooted
yeah.
Word Circle is an online offering. It's 30 minutes because I'm just trying it out and seeing how this goes. And I don't pay for Zoom. So real transparency here. And so yeah, tomorrow it's just essentially settling in your body, having a writing prompt, um, sharing your what you've wrote either in the chat or in video. I think that's going to depend on like how big the group is, but and then and then once we've each shared something, we're gonna write something else that incorporates all the other words that were said. No, not all the other words, like whatever touched you, because that'd be a lot of words. But yeah, just like using a bit of each person's share and then like weaving together like a story of what we've like basically like a kind of like a co-writing thing, like a co-written found poem kind of. So that's like the vibe.
Oh, I love that. That is that is going to be fun. No, it really is. People have got to go to your event because I went to a writing retreat in Canada 2 years ago. It was one of my first brave, courageous acts to do after not want, having a fear of flying for years. And a friend of mine who it's called Firefly Creative Writing. She's amazing. She
Hmm.
actually coached me for a little bit, but she does an event once a year for she only invites like 6 to 7 writers to her cabin in up in Canada in the woods somewhere, and it's for 3 days. But she did that where it was everybody wrote, and I can't remember exactly how he did, but she like you did, like you're gonna do, weave together these words that we all shared or sentences, and this amazing poem came out of it. It was so beautiful. And it just was it all just it just connected us. So we all have that poem. So I that's gonna be fun. I what time is it at, Sam?
Tomorrow at noon Eastern time.
Noon Eastern time. And it's for 30 minutes.
Bye, Deanna. Yeah, it's
Bye,
really short
Deanna.
because like kind of like your lunch break, like.
But
But yeah,
yeah.
it's 30 minutes. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
I
Chelsea
see it.
shared
I
my
see it.
Eventbrite link.
Chelsea
Thank you
did
so
it.
much. Oh my gosh,
Chelsea,
you're a
you
gem.
rock. Oh my
Shout out to Chelsea.
Okay, Chelsea's your people. Chelsea's your kind of people. Let me tell you, she's amazing. She's actually supposed to be coming over in like a few minutes. So
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
we need to do
she's
that. That's all. That's all
You would
good.
love her. You would love her.
I already do.
Um, yeah, yeah. Anyways, but there it is. There,
Yeah, I don't know
look,
if you can click
there you
it.
go. Can you click on it?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Substack, get
is
it
there?
together. That's okay.
Well,
I'll
if
be
you're on
posting
the
it.
computer,
I've posted it a few
I
times
think
today.
if it's live, yeah, but if it's live on the computer, I think you can do it. Yeah, Substack needs to kind of catch up
I
with the
know.
times. I love it, but oh, so check it out, Sam. On my Substack, it says accept in the mobile app. Oh, that doesn't make
Yeah.
any kind of sense. It's on my computer.
Like
Oh
I
well.
are they working on making it desktop? Like I should probably actually follow them and listen to their
You should
stuff.
probably.
I mean, the last thing I seen was a month ago that you could schedule lives, and I seen people doing it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Why can't I? And then it's like, oh, it's not for Android. So we're working on that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting an iPhone unless y'all want to give me an iPhone. Like,
You're an Android. You're like my husband. He's an Android. He loves his Android. I'm like, I tried Android once and I was so lost.
oh my gosh, yeah, I'm too old to change to iPhone. Like, I can't. Just can't do it.
I love it. Well, I'm excited. Thank you for inspiring me to, get back on that horse. And, I think I have to, you know, it's about giving to others in a way that feels good for you as well, you know, and, not force yourself into things that, you know, that didn't feel really good. And I love the whole writing space, the rooted circle. I love the title. And I hope that it feels so good to you and the people that show up. And I'll definitely what tomorrow's
Yeah,
Wednesday,
why do we
right?
not know what day
Girl,
it
I
is?
can't keep girl, I can't keep
I can't either. My
I'm
therapist
like,
told me that was a
today?
good sign one time. So,
Oh
yeah,
really?
I'm
I
feeling it
hope
not knowing what day
so.
it is. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I will definitely now is the event free or what's um when we go on or
um, wait, you were wonky there for a sec. What was that?
is the event free?
Oh yeah,
It,
yeah.
Tom,
Yeah, I guess I should have said
okay.
that because yeah, I know how people are always like my event and then like don't say anything, whether it's free or paid and like how much it is. No, it is free. Because this is like the pilot, if you will.
The pilot, the test, the
Yeah,
test.
the sitcom pilot.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
sitcom pilot.
not a sitcom. I promise you, I can hold like legitimate space, people. Like I don't know if I don't know if I seem like competent to like hold like a gentle space, but like I promise you I can. My cousin can vouch for me. No,
I
but
can
like
vouch for
legitimately,
you.
okay, thank you.
Come
Well, I
on,
mean that's
Sam.
free. I mean you can't get your money back, so because you didn't pay anything.
Sam is, I mean, obviously, people who are on here because they love her. You're connected her in some way, shape, or form, or you're getting to know her today.
Well,
I
Libby can vouch for me too.
adore her. What's
So
that?
Libby in the comments can vouch for me too. She's real, you can
She's
see.
she's
And Sherry obviously is real,
she's
but yeah.
vouching. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Thanks. Did you want to share anything before we closed? Anything like that you're sharing that you want to share? Share.
No, I mean, I think once I get to that, like actually, uh, starting my group again on Substack because I do have it on my private group on Facebook, but introducing it onto Substack. Um, I'm still kind of seeing how it lands with me and it kind of. But the thing that I learned today from you is not thinking too far into the future because that's what I think I'm doing, and that's why I'm resisting. And right now I've got my hands, full with the podcast And,
It's true.
I'm really having fun with that and interviewing guests from Substack that I love, hearing their story behind the stories. That has just been a real gift to me. So I think I'll just join your event tomorrow and be a part of that and support you.
Bye, Mel.
And yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead,
how did we not
Bree.
talk about your podcast? I mean, we're about done, but we'll have a live about your podcast too. Needless to say, just follow Sherry. Just subscribe to Sherry. It's worth it. She has a podcast. If you want to be on it, I'm sure she's open to collaborating. And like that's what it's about, being witness and community. And Sherry is a very awesome space holder as well. Her gift is to podcast. Like literally, her gift is to interview you on podcast. Okay.
I love you. You're so you
Yeah,
you
you're
you
seriously so good at
you're
that.
so an encouragement. No, you're awesome. You see, there's a love fest going on here, people. Okay? You're gonna find your people on here on Substack. So stay with it and keep coming back.
Stay in the room, and if you want to be in a circle, come tomorrow at noon. I'll share my Eventbrite link in this replay, and probably all over Substack, really. So if you're following me,
Yeah,
you should probably see it at some point. So love fest, love it.
I love it.
So yeah, until next time, keep writing, keep connecting, and may your words find their way home.
Yeah. Love you.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you being
Thank you,
here.
Sam. Thank
Chat
you,
was
everybody.
chat was on point today. Thank you. Bye. Enjoy your day.
Bye.